You can make a few substitutions here. If you don't want to use white chocolate chips, maybe you can use walnuts. You can use black sesame seeds, which is another good combo with the matcha flavor. Konnichiwa, Pat Tokuyama here at All Day Like a Shark, where I share my Japanese cooking videos once a week showing you how to make Japanese food. If this is your first time here, consider subscribing for more videos like this one. Today what we're going to be doing is making Matcha Okara Cookie. That is matcha tea cookies in English. Question of the day, have you ever made anything with matcha besides a drink? If you have, let me know in the comments below. I love baking with matcha. It's one of my favorites. It's very earthy and it's got a very healthy flavor to it, I think. It's very delicate. I have all of my ingredients here ready to go. I have about 6 tablespoons of olive oil because we're going to be a little bit on the healthier side today. I usually use butter, but felt like doing olive oil today. I have some matcha powder. This is from Kei Nishida and Portland, Japanese Green Tea Inn. Recommend checking out their matcha and their green tea offerings if you're in the market for some new tea. So a tablespoon of that tea. I have a couple tablespoons of white chocolate chips because we're going to be making it nice and sweet today. A cup of hakuriko, which is light flour, Japanese light flour. You can use cake flour if you don't have access to this. And if you want to make your own cake flour at home, all you need is all-purpose flour, and take out 2 tablespoons from 1 cup and substitute those 2 tablespoons with 2 tablespoons of cornstarch, and that'll be equivalent to cake flour. I have 1 egg yolk, and I have about 1/3 of a cup of sugar and about 1/2 cup of okara, homemade okara right here. All right, so this is a really straightforward recipe. If you've ever made cookies before, it doesn't get any easier than this. All we got to do is combine all the ingredients. We're gonna add the sugar in here. If you're gonna be using butter, the substitution for olive oil versus butter is 1 cup of butter to 3/4 cup of olive oil. So that's why there's only 6 tablespoons. Normally I put in a stick of butter, which is 8 tablespoons. So we have that in there. You can drop in the egg yolk, 1 egg yolk here. Go ahead and get all this mixed together, and then we'll add in the okara, the flour, and the matcha, and then last the chocolate chips. And I have my oven here. Preheat this to 350 degrees Fahrenheit. I'm gonna go ahead and get this started. Okay, so that looks pretty good to me. I'm gonna go ahead and drop in the matcha. You just wanna whisk it until it's incorporated. So after you add in the matcha, just make sure it's incorporated. Go ahead and add in the flour. Okay, and then the last thing is the okara. Spilled a little bit there, but so as soon as it has just been mixed together, what we're gonna do is form this into little cookie balls, get them into nice little circular shapes. So what I usually do is put them into a ball and then flatten it out. Sometimes I like to add in nuts. I don't know about you guys, but nuts and matcha go very well together. But today we're not doing nuts. We're just doing white chocolate chips, which is what I have right here. There's some chunks of okara still. Get those mixed in. Alright, so now it's looking like a nice cookie dough. So this is about 2 tablespoons worth of white chocolate chips, like I mentioned, and this will give it a nice sweet contrast. Last time we used butter and walnuts. A little bit of a different spin, and I think that's pretty much it. So oven's preheated at 350, and we'll just form this into little balls. So we'll do mini cookies today for a little portion control. It's easy to go crazy on these things because they're so delicious. These are probably about 2.5 inches big. Obviously you can make them as big or as little as you want. Matcha is one of my favorite ways to bake. It's very easy to work with and it has very unique flavor. It goes very well with many baked goods, including cake, crepes, bread, cupcakes. The good thing about these cookies is you can do it double, triple batch very easily and then just freeze the leftovers. But if you're not going to eat them right away, try to eat it within a couple weeks so they don't get freezer burned. And the healthy thing about these is that they have okara and matcha green tea, which is good for you. All right, so we're almost done. Egg yolk helps to add a little bit of richness. It's not the same without the egg yolk in my opinion. All right, so here we are. Home stretch. All you gotta do after this last little bit is just bake it for about 15 minutes. Make sure that it's a nice golden brown color and then it'll be ready to eat. Now we'll just go ahead and put this in the oven for 15 minutes and it's gonna smell delicious. Okay guys, so see you back in about 15 minutes. Alright guys, so my cookies are just about done. Give it about 20 seconds or so. So if you've never cooked with matcha before or never tried matcha cookies, highly recommended. The only downside I would say is that it does contain caffeine. So if you're sensitive, you may not want to be eating these at night. Emma usually eats all my cookies, so this is one of the cookies that she can't eat at night, so that's a good thing. Alright, so let's go ahead and take this out. Alright, so here's how they look. You want them to be nice and brown on the bottom. And you can see I'll flip this over really quick. A little bit hot still. So there's a little bit of brown. You don't want it too brown. brown, otherwise that means you're overcooking it or over baking it. It's gonna get dried out. So just a little bit of a brown on the bottom is what you're going for. Go ahead and put these onto a wire rack. Let them cool. And as soon as they cool down a bit, you can go ahead and eat them. It's a very quick recipe. So that's gonna be it for this video. Hope you enjoyed it. Hope you give these a try. As you can see, very quick to put together. Very easy to make matcha Japanese style cookies with white chocolate, which is one of my favorites. A little bit sweet, but not too sweet. It's more like otona no amasa, which literally means sweetness for adults. So that's one of the things that they always like to market in Japan for adults. For example, Kit Kats, it says otona no amasa. That means sweetness for adults. Adults don't like things too sweet, right? Compared to kids. So that's what that means. That's what these cookies are right here. So that's gonna be it for this video, and we're gonna go ahead and give these a taste in a little bit once they cool down. Appreciate you guys, and if you like this video, you wanna see more videos like this one, subscribe if you haven't already, and other than that, see you in my next video. See ya. What else? Biscotti. Have you had matcha biscotti before? It's very good. You can even cut these into different shapes if you want, if you have a cookie cutter. Cannot wait to eat this. Tanoshimi, really looking forward to it.